her to grow stronger in the faith when I'm not even, that strong or well-versed myself. So that it challenged me pretty much to just continue to grow and lay that foundation so that way not only I can help like minister the faith to her, but also to anyone else, who is unsure or,
And of course, you're the big reason why I'm even, it's you and God, but that I'm even with my wife because she's your cousin.
Yeah.
And you always like pushed me to like go after her, and she dubbed me for years.
I saw the potential. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel when no one else did. And listen, it wasn't me. It was all God. But I feel like God used me, to help again, just to be where we are today.
And that trip that we stole from Crystal, we hijacked her trip to the Keys.
Yeah.
We flew down to Florida, and you drove all the way to the Keys from Orlando. But it was like that was a fun
trip. Yeah.
And we both grew up knowing about God. But something happened in the last few years that we both kind of wanted to solidify that relationship and kind of pursue God instead of just claiming that we have faith without no action. So how did that happen? Exactly. Like, how did that happen for you from your side?
So I would say one of, if not the biggest reason, because like you said, we've both been believers, growing up, that's how we were raised. But I think it's one thing to grow up in the faith, because when you're taught and when it's hammered into you at such a young age, like, this is the truth, it can almost kind of get blurred with, just like, okay, well, yeah, like, duh, like, this is everybody, like, it's common knowledge, and you kind of downplay the significance of it. Where it really, where I really had that shift was when Selena was exploring her faith, which is my wife. But, at the time we were dating, and she was raised in a different religion, and she was exploring Christianity, and she was just very curious. And to me, I just kind of asked myself, like, okay, well, how can I help her to grow stronger in the faith when I'm not even, that strong or well-versed myself? So that it challenged me pretty much to just continue to grow and lay that foundation so that way not only I can help like minister the faith to her, but also to anyone else, who is unsure, or, like her family members, or even we have some family members that, they say they're believers, but they're more so, I would say, like agnostic as opposed to Christian. So it was really just a call to action, I guess, from myself, and just a challenge to be like, okay, well, let me actually go all in, so that way I can help others as well, because that's the goal at the end of the day, right? We all want to be up there with Him when it's all said and done, and the only way that we can all be there is that if we all, know His message and follow His word. But that's just kind of, what, to answer your question, the driving force to really, get stronger and more, discipline in my faith.
For your wife, and that's very similar to my story. Like, we have very similar backgrounds. Like, the women in our lives have pushed us, like, not just our wives, but our moms as well. Like, my mom brought me to church. Your mom was telling you to go to First Baptist, so like, our moms and our wives are basically showing us that we have to take a step up, basically.
Right.
Get that call to manhood, and the first step to manhood is going to God, because you can't do anything without Him at the end of the day. Being a man is like, there's an enormous pressure that not that everybody, but it feels like a pressure that you have on your shoulders. Like, oh, your expectation is you're the head of the household. You have to take responsibility for all that's happening in your household. But giving that yoke to God allows you to take a deep breath and let Him handle the responsibility. Of course, He's going to use you and work through you to do so. So like, that's the most beautiful thing.
I like you mentioned the yoke, because one of the sermons that my pastor at Journey he gave was, I forget what passage it is specifically, but basically when it's Jesus saying to take upon my yoke, and so and he again gave context to it where it's like on the yoke, it's like you have to put in the work. But the thing is, with a yoke, it's basically something that it requires two ox to man the vehicle. It can't just be one. If it's just one, then it's gonna fall. So Jesus is basically saying there, yes, I want you to come and take upon this yoke with me, but basically it's symbolizing the fact that you're not doing it by yourself, and he's right there by your side. So I think that's, again, one of the things I love is like when you go back and read scripture and really study it and give context to the passage, it flushes out like the message.
What's even cool is when we went on our honeymoon, we were in Costa Rica, and we actually got to see two ox. Was it oxen?
I think so. Yeah.
Two oxen in a yoke, and you see that it's literally this thing where one neck goes in and the other neck goes in, and they're literally holding on to each other, and it's them, to the weight of their shoulders, are carrying the whole carriage. So that just helped bring that passage to life.
Yeah.